connecting audio. It is awesome to have you here joining us this evening. We're a fairly small group this evening, so if you're able to, please do turn your camera on. We'd love to see you. It's quite an interactive session tonight. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Pip. I can see Kay's there. Welcome. It's so great to have you guys all here. And Megan. I can see a few more people coming in. That's awesome. So I'm Lee. A lot of you would have seen me in the Facebook group already, or we've chatted. So it's really nice to be putting some faces to names. And I'm joined here tonight with Julia and Hayley. And between the three of us, we're going to just have a really fun session, giving you some ideas. But we would love to hear from you. Pop it in the chat box. What you especially want from coming in tonight. Why have you given up the next sort of 45 minutes of your evening to be here with us, or even come off of mute if you'd like to speak. Love to hear from you.
I'm off, I think.
Yeah, Kay, you there, Kay?
Kay Marie.
Yeah, Kay Marie. Apologies, Kay. It's very
That's
small writing on my phone. Welcome, Kay Marie.
Thank you.
Is there anything you especially wanted from being here this evening?
Just more information and ideas in regards to Thermomix and obviously the WLS side of things. So, because I haven't got a Thermomix yet, but I've been to a demo and I want to, but yes. I'm waiting for my husband to get a job. And when he does,
fantastic.
Then I'll be good.
Yeah, it's on the radar. Fantastic. Yeah, love that.
So lots of information is all I'm after.
So again, sorry, Kay Marie?
Lots of information is all I'm after.
Yeah, fantastic. So between the three of us, we've got 3 recipes that we're going to be cooking tonight. So we're going to do a smoothie, we're going to do a beef stir fry, and we've also got a really quick chopped salad as well. And we'll go into more details with that. I'm just going to turn my machine back on because it has just gone to sleep as we're logging in. Melissa, did you have anything that you wanted to add in there? Come off mute.
Yeah, so a little bit similar. I'm very new to my weight loss surgery journey, so I'm only a week post-op. I do have a Thermomix, and to be honest, it's probably been collecting dust in the last maybe 10 months. I've just got a bit lazy with actually using it. So I saw your group, and obviously this opportunity is a chance to go, right, I'm on this whole new journey. Let's get some inspiration and actually start using my TM5.
Yeah, fantastic. That's so cool. And yeah, congrats to you, a week out from surgery and being here with us. That's phenomenal.
Thank you. Awesome. No, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. I can see Sarah's here and Chris is here. Hey Chris, welcome. And Sarah and Megan, if you girls want to come off mute and share if there's anything you're especially wanting from this time. Love to hear from you, or pop it in the chat as well. I am just going to bring up my recipe here. I know it's a little bit tricky at night time with the lighting. You can't necessarily see what's happening on the screens here, but we'll talk through the steps as well. So I have actually put the beef stir fry recipe into my week. So I'm just going to go to the little hamburger menu and go into my week and bring that up. And it is a guided recipe. This is a recipe that I have made gazillions of times, pre-surgery and post. And I love it because it ticks all the boxes. You've got your protein in there, you've got your vegetables, so your 5+ a day. The whole family can enjoy it. So I have 3 children and a husband. It cooks the rice, it does everything all in one, and it's super fast. And then I just adapt it for me. So obviously no rice at this stage for me. I'm 5 months post-surgery, so still no complex carbs for me. So I'm just going to click on the start cooking step here. And one of the very first things that it does say to do is to weigh in the beef, which I've already pre-done. So I'm just going to grab my bowl with that out of the fridge. I left it in there to the very last minute. I'll just grab that out. So if I was doing this from scratch, I would just put my beef into the bowl there and weigh it. It's guided, so again, you can adjust the amount. So if you were just cooking for yourself or, you know, smaller amount, then just adjust it as needed. If you're cooking for more people, you could certainly double this recipe as well. Going in with some soy sauce, and it's 50 grams, so just using the scales there to measure that right in. And so you sort of start doing a bit of a marinade in there. And then next is some oyster sauce, and I have shared in the group before that I choose not to use oyster sauce. It is quite high in sugar, and it doesn't really add a lot of nutritional value to this meal, so I just leave that component out. Don't feel that it needs it. If you've got a good strong soy sauce in there, then you know you're good to go. Got 2 teaspoons of corn flour, and I'm very much grab a spoon and throw it in. I'm not team precision by any means. I just kind of eyeball. That's how I like to cook. I love being creative. I love that flexibility of just being able to adjust things to how I like it. So a little bit of corn flour going in, and that's going to help to start to coat the meat, and as it's cooking it'll give a bit of a thickening element to it as well. And then at this point you could add some brown sugar and some chili flakes, and again I leave out the sugar. I don't feel that it needs it. And leave out the chili because my kids will eat this. And then we give that all a mix. We just want to kind of get that meat coated, and I'll just do that in a second off camera. You don't need to watch me stir that. And then the next step is using your simmering basket here to put the rice into and give it a really good wash. Super important whenever you're doing rice in your Thermomix, because if it's not washed, it's not going to have that moisture it needs, because we're actually going to steam. This is going to sit in the top of the bowl. So giving it a really good rinse. Then we're going in with 1,000 grams or a litre of cold water, which I've just got here. Tear off my scales. Pouring that in. If I was doing this, you know, not in a demonstration style, I just use the markings in the bowl. There is some measurements in the back of the bowl. We can see a litre, so a litre being 1,000 grams. Put in the basket hinge to handle, just in there. And then my lid on the top. And then the next step is really just putting in all the vegetables. So again, I just adjust this to meet the needs of my family. I am not having a lot of carbs, so I tend to add more of the non-starchy vegetables. And I just kind of had a rummage in the bottom of the fridge. I had some asparagus that needed to be used. I've got some broccoli. I did put some carrots in, which I'll probably not have so much of myself. Some zucchini and red pepper, so I've just popped those all in there, and then just left a bit of a hole in the middle of the varoma so that it's steaming and above the rice as that's starting to cook. Pop that varoma dish lid on. It does ask for baby corn, and again I've just left that out, so adjust it to your needs. And then broccoli, the lid's going on, and then it's just a matter of turning that dial, and it's going to bring up the temperature, the heat and the time, and it's going to add a little bit of speed as well, because we want that steam to push up. So while that water is heating, it's going to cook the rice beautifully in here and then steam those vegetables, and it's steaming them at that perfect temperature to keep all the nutrients in. That's really important, especially with bariatric diets, that you're not cooking out all the goodness. So that will just leave it to do its thing for 10 minutes. I especially love it because it means I don't need to be in the kitchen. Traditional stir fry, you're watching everything, you're constantly stirring it so nothing's burning. I don't even need to be in the kitchen or at home at this point. I could take the dog for a 10-minute walk or hang out some washing. So it's a great one to be hands-free. So I'll leave that to do its thing, and I'm going to pass you on over to Julia, over to her kitchen.
Hi everyone, my name's Julia, and I'm actually living pretty much around the corner from Lee, so I reckon I might have to drive by her house later and try that dish she's got there. So tonight I'm going to be showing you guys how to do just a really beautiful, quick, raw chopped salad. I've had a Thermomix for about 8 years now, and one of the reasons I bought one was because I was just wanting to be able to cook everything from scratch, but being a super, working, 3 young kids, all that kind of thing, I was just struggling to find the time to do it. So what I loved about the Thermomix was that I know everything that's going in. I try and eat a really low carb diet as well, try and keep free of a lot of grains and things. But on the flip side, I've got 3 teenagers who want to eat all the things. So this enables me to do all of that. What I'm going to do tonight, it's the recipe in the Thermomix called the broccoli salad. I kind of call it whatever broccoli salad because every time I make it, it's completely different depending on what I've got to use up. So I love it, just kind of improvising with it. The first step, it does say to add the broccoli. So I've got, it's like pretty much, it was almost a whole head of broccoli, just cut into kind of chunky florets. So I'm going to pop that in. The next one here, it says 100 grams of carrot, but I'm not going to use carrot. I'm going to use zucchini. I don't know about you guys, but I was so pleased to see this week the price of zucchini has dropped substantially, which is great news because I love it. It's a great, one of my other favorite ways of eating zucchini is popping it in the Thermomix on high heat. And with the TM6, you get up to like 160 degrees, which gives you that really great sauteing, like browning and caramelizing. Caramelized zucchini, it goes all mushy and soft. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, enough talking about that. I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat. What are your kind of, favorite salads, or what would you put in a salad if you were making a raw chopped salad? Okay, so we've got carrot in there and it says apple, but again, I'm going to swap that out and I'm going to use some red pepper. Lots of nutrition in there. I love throwing red pepper into things. The colour's awesome, but so is the nutrition. It says a little bit of red onion. I actually don't have any, so I'm just going to skip that. And now I always love adding some extra nutrition to my salad. So I've just got a mix of pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and a few almonds. So I'm just going to bang those in as well. Now this dressing here for this particular salad, it uses yogurt as the base. So some salads, you might use like an olive oil as the base, but this one uses yogurt. And I only kind of said to Lee yesterday, was this afternoon, that I would jump on and do the salad for her today. And I just happened to make 2 litres of yogurt last night. So this is, I won't tip it up because I will tip it all over the screen and all over you. But we've got some beautiful yogurt here. And the cost savings of this are mind-blowing. I actually got a really nice milk, an organic, the Zany Zeus milk, which is beautiful, and makes a really great yogurt. So 2 litres of yogurt here. If I was to buy 2 litres of organic yogurt, oh my goodness, I don't know, that would probably cost me, what, $20 or so, I'd say. Whereas, I made this, I reckon, for about $6 or $7. Okay, so I'm just going to add in, just kind of, haven't tiered my scales, but, I'll just eyeball it.
Julia?
Yes?
Did you make that in the Thermomix?
I did, yeah. So there's a couple of ways of making yogurt in the Thermomix. You can either do what they call the pot method, where the TM6 has got a special fermenting function. And so for 10 hours overnight, and I always do it overnight because I'm always using my Thermomix during the day, and it's perfect. You pop it on at night, get up in the morning, bang it into the fridge, and you've got yogurt, later that day. So you can either do it in here, or this here is what we call a thermoserver. It's double-lined insulated dish, and it's incredible for a number of things, like for keeping hot things hot, like Lee might use one later when she's made her stir fry to keep it nice and hot. Great for keeping things cold. But this particular white one here, it fits in the steamer, the Varoma that Lee popped on top of her Thermomix with the vegetables in. You can actually pop that into it and do like pot set yogurt in there. So yeah, loads of different ways to make yogurt. And if you want to learn more about that, we can absolutely teach you more about that. Good question. Any other questions while we're going along?
Just pop them in the chat box as well. So if you want those recipes and those cookie dough links, they're in there for you.
Salt and pepper gone in. And then we also just need 20 grams of lemon juice. And what I love about the scales in the Thermomix is that, I can just squeeze directly into it, because you don't really want to overdo the lemon, and I don't want to underdo it either, because I do love a bit of lemon and dressing. So that was 10 grams. So I'll do the other half. Who's loving all the abundance of lemons around at the moment? I'd love to hear what you're all doing with your lemons.
Where did you get that squeezer from?
These are so cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at this. It's got like a lime one and then a lemon one there. Where did I get it from? I think it was like Briscoe's or somewhere. Yeah. I'm not sure if Kmart and that do them as well, but they are the handiest things. So I've got salt, pepper, all of that in there, and then it's just a turn of the dial. It's going to chop it on speed 4, it says to do this, for 5 seconds. So I'll whiz that around. And what I love about this is that you're absolutely in control of how fine you want it chopped. So if you're at the stage where you're wanting things to be really finely chopped, so easier to digest, you absolutely can. Or if you want a nice chunky salad, you can kind of make it chunkier. So that was the recommended 5 seconds. I'm just going to do 1 more second. I do like it a little bit finer. And it's crazy, isn't it, when you think 1 more second, but 1 second for a raw chopped salad does absolutely make a difference. Like literally, it was about half a second. And there we go. I've got a beautiful raw salad with all the bits of protein with the nuts and the yogurt. I'll pop that onto there. It's the kind of salad, that you see at a really lovely deli, that you pay an absolute fortune for, and I've just used it from scraps that I had left in my veggie bin and some homemade yogurt. So super easy, really healthy, and so many different variations you can do.
It looks delicious. Now I just want to try it. And I don't particularly like broccoli. I eat broccoli because it's good for me, but I don't particularly go, oh yes, it's my favorite vegetable. So to be able to try something like that in a different way might make me like broccoli.
Exactly. It's really incredible just by kind of chopping it and dressing it, at the same time. It really brings out a whole different flavor in it. Like I can really smell the lemon and the yogurt and the pumpkin seeds and things going through it now. So it's amazing what you can do.
And it looks pretty.
It looks pretty. And that's so important, isn't it? It's good to have your food looking pretty.
We eat with our eyes.
Speaking of cost there, Julia, I was just down at one of our local restaurants and I ordered a Vietnamese salad, very similar to what you've done tonight. It's just chopped vegetables and it had a bit of steamed chicken through it, and just some of those beautiful Asian flavours, lemongrass and things. It was $23.50 for some chopped veggies and a little bit of steamed chicken. So, huge cost saving to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes to make this a complete meal, I will just steam some, chicken tenderloins or chicken breast in the Varoma. And once you've steamed that, you can dry your bowl, pop it in there, and you can flick the blade onto reverse and you get beautiful shredded chicken. And because it's been steamed, it's super moist, and mixing that through a salad like this will give you, a complete meal. And this will do, for a couple of days in my fridge. So, pretty easy.
Awesome. Thanks, Julia. Cool. I've got 13 seconds left to go with the step here. So I'll just might even just stop it there. 7 seconds to go. We can add more time otherwise. I'll just go into my next step there. Close my preview. Go into the next one. So it's just telling me now to give my rice and my vegetables a little bit of a stir while it's been doing that first cook. So open that up. And it is really important that you do give your rice a stir, especially when it's steaming. And it's only a small amount. So you can do more if you are cooking for more people. You absolutely can do the bulk method and use the rice cooker mode, so you can have up to 500 grams of raw rice that way. Put the lid back on, and then it says that they'll still be a little bit firm at this point, and that they will continue to cook after transferring into a bowl. So I'm going to put that into a thermoserver, which I've got here. And these are fabulous. So Julia was talking about those before. So this is one of our host rewards, you and 2 friends, and you can get one of these. So fantastic for keeping things nice and warm, like Julia said. So I'm going to transfer those vegetables in. Just just keep them in there. And then next, just telling me to take out my rice and pop that into a separate bowl. I feel like I've missed a step here. Hang on 1 second. Just going to go back. Yeah, I've got another 3-minute cook. I thought so. Just had a moment of, that doesn't seem right. I've made this recipe 100 times. So I'll just pop my lid back on. So I did have a little click forward in the set there. Just make another little hole. Put my lid back on. It's going to give it another 3-minute cook. So even as somebody who's owned a Thermomix for, nearly 8 years, I still have to, read the recipes and check the steps. So do that. Once that 3-minute cook has done, then I'm going to take that out. So I might do that off camera depending where we're at with things here. So it's going to do that for 3 minutes. I am going to just change views and jump on over to the laptop. And I'm just going to open up Cookie Dough and have a bit of a deep dive there. And I'm hoping I can spotlight myself over here. I'm working on 2 cameras. So here I am over here. And just going to screen share to show how the magic of Cookie Dough. So if you haven't got a Thermomix yet and aren't sure what I'm talking about, if you go into cookiedough.com.au, you can download the app and create yourself a little account here and have a little bit of a look around. You can do a 30-day free trial. And then once you get a Thermomix into your kitchen, it will sync through and you'll get that then for 6 months free with the purchase of your Thermomix as well. So lots to be able to look up here. So on the main homepage, if I just come over to here, got a little bit of a landing page here. Talks about any of the latest recipes that have been added, things that have been most recently cooked, and things that have been very popular across Australia and New Zealand. Typically, you'll see lots of cocktails in there. Aussies and Kiwis love making cocktails, but also very seasonal or events that are happening around the globe. There might be some Halloween inspiration coming up, Christmas, things like that, Easter, and then any new collections. So from the very top, you can search here for an ingredient or a full recipe. So if you've got things that you like to make, then you could type that in. Kay Marie, have you got any favourite dinners and things that you go to that I can have a look on Cookie Dough?
Probably not favourites. We've been trying to be predominantly vegetarian probably for the last year, 18 months. I have let a little bit of chicken come into our diet and fish, but certainly not red meat or anything. So that was one of the questions I had for Pip when we did the demo was, are there lots of vegetarian recipes? And she said absolutely was.
Yeah, so great place to look for vegetarian. Rather than looking for a recipe as such here, you can drop down here and you can look for collections. So if you wanted something vegetarian, you could type that in and see what collections come up. And you'll see here there's a lot of great recipes that come up. Vegetarian cooking. There's also a great one, Plant to Plate, which is one of my favourites. So you can click into a collection and get lots of inspiration there, lots of great ways. And Hayley's actually going to be doing a beautiful coaching smoothie one tonight. So you can find lots of inspiration and lots of ideas here. That we've got calling me there. And then you can save that entire collection as well. So I'm just going to stop screen sharing there for a sec and just come back to my machine. Now that it's done those extra 3 minutes, I'll just turn off my spotlight, come back over to this camera here. So now I'm going to take out my vegetables, beautiful and steamy. Those extra 3 minutes have made a beautiful difference to that. Nice and warm. So I'm just going to pop those in.
Lee, it's muted you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
it's good
Hayley.
now.
It's jabbering away. I was just saying how I've done the extra 3 minutes, popped it into the thermo server. You can probably see what I was up to over there, and then I've got the other one here. Those extra 3 minutes did make a great difference. The vegetables are lovely and steamy. And then I'm just going to use, not that spatula because it's had some beef on it. I'm going to grab another spatula. Super handy having additional. We've got some great deals coming out at the moment with the ability to get a second bowl blade lid set with the purchase of a Thermomix. And you can lift this out. It's always a little bit cumbersome when you're presenting to a screen as well, and in two hands here, but just tipping that rice into the thermo server. Bench, and so that rice is all hot and steamy and beautifully cooked. Popping the lid on, it will continue to sort of cook through, so I'll just pop that aside. And then here it's telling me to rinse the mixing bowl, so it's literally just got the water from the rice. I'm gonna tip that out. Give it a, I don't even need to rinse it, it's only a little bit of starchy water in there. One of the benefits of having two bowls, obviously if you're doing something mid-recipe and it says to wash the bowl, you don't need to, you can just swap it out for a really quick step and keep going. So I've got some sesame oil here, so beautiful. It says 1 teaspoon. I'm very much eyeball chef, so I just kind of, do about that much for a teaspoon. At this point, it's a new bottle, so I need to take the plastic off. At this point, you could actually open up the scales as well. If you wanted to be more precision, come into your scales function, and I know that 4 grams is going to give me that teaspoon's worth. So I'm just going to go in. Oh, look at that. I've got double that, but that's okay. I'm going to roll with it. Sesame oil's in. I've got next up 2 cloves of garlic. I always pre-peel my garlic cloves using one of the fairly new attachments. It's the blade cover peeler, and I'll do a couple of whole bulbs at once and then just pop my garlic beautifully peeled into some olive oil in the fridge so that when I'm cooking I can just throw it in. It says 2, I'm going in with 4 because I just think you can never have too much garlic. It's good, especially in winter time. Got a piece of ginger. It's saying to peel it. I don't bother peeling ginger. The machine's going to just give that a chop through. Good fibre in there as well. I'm going to pop my lid on and the measuring cup to cover the bowl. And then it's going to give that just a chop for 3 super quick seconds. A really great way to save time. Going to come up to a speed 7. And it says keep the measuring cup inserted. Then we're going to go straight into a sauteing mode, so high heat function there. But before I do, let's just chop that garlic and ginger. Oh. And I'm going to just turn that dial now to activate the heat. So 2 minutes 30, it's coming up to a high heat there, and stirring it as well. So no risk of burning. And again, I could leave the kitchen if I needed to, get other things done and know that that's going to be cooking away and sauteing beautifully. So leaving it to go to do its thing there. So I'll head on back over to my laptop and screen share again. Just bring up that little screen. So there's the ways to look up your collections. If you were in here and you wanted something especially low carb or higher in protein, then you can look in collections here. So there's a great one, low carb is a good one to search. There's a few selections there. And then you can even just look for an ingredient. So rather than going for a collection, changing it back to recipe, and you can put in chicken and see what inspires you. Looking at the filters, these are my settings here, but you can change those countries and go worldwide, and it will certainly help to funnel down and find more specific things that you want to be using your chicken with. And click into the filters, you can say how you want to use your ingredients, so the type of meal that you'd like to do, and maybe you're short of time or you want to add other ingredients to have with that. You can put some tags in here as well, so you could do things like dinner, keto, gluten-free, using lots of those tags in here and keywords. Preparation time, for me, I love a really quick dinner. What's the optimum amount of time that you want to be spending in the kitchen cooking dinner? If you had a perfect dinner, pop it in the chat box. How long do you have to spend on tea? I love a meal in under 30 minutes. I'll put that into my filters. Yep, Julia's the same, 30 minutes. You can do your portions, so if you're just cooking for a couple of people, or if you're doing a bigger entertainment or batch cooking. You can look at the star ratings, and then, like I mentioned, going worldwide. So that's brought this search down to 167 things. So Sarah's 40 minutes max. Yeah. And then once I'm in here, I can see all the different ideas around those filters. So you can see there's loads of ideas. And it's just a case of kind of filtering through. If it's something that you're wanting, you know, pre or post surgery specific, then you can use those keywords and filter down. Even just something as simple as sauteing some chicken, you know, that's a great one to do. You could then use that in salads. You could use that in lots of different meals. Keep well in the fridge for a couple of days. Has all the steps. You could save it into your cooking today, or you could add it into a meal plan as well. So I could put it into my week here. So I might decide to do some chicken, you know, tomorrow, save it. If there's a more in-depth recipe using chicken, such as chicken teriyaki, then you could also add that into your meal plan. You could add it into your week. You might decide to have that next week, and then you can also add it into your shopping list. So you pop it into there. Is anyone taking advantage of the meal plan or the shopping yet? Are you using those functions if you've got Cookie Dough? And if not, what stops you? I'd love to know. If you aspire to be a little bit more organised and you're not using those aspects, what do you think it is that's stopping you from using them? Sarah's meal planning. Awesome. If I click into my week, it's going to give me an overview of anything I've planned. I can go to a weekly view here. And this is real life. These are all the things that I've been making. I did a couple of meals for a friend who's been at home out of action with an injury. So I did a big cook up easily for her. There's my stir fry beef bowl tonight, the chicken, and then the kids saw this and requested it for Friday night. So it's a really great way to, you know, be a little bit more organised, saving some time and energy, less waste in the kitchen as well. So you can meal plan it in there, and then if I bring up my shopping list over here, all the ingredients are going to be listed off to the side, and I can see all those recipes there at a glance. And then it's really handy because when you're going into the supermarket, if you're using the app on your phone, you can actually just go around and grab those ingredients in the different areas of the supermarket, whack it into your trolley and tick them off as you go. And before you go, just have a think about what you've already got, you know, handy, tick them off, any of your staples that you might already have. And then you can also use this as a running list, so you can add your miscellaneous things. You might need some toothpaste, you can add those in and just have the one shopping list. So it definitely saves a lot of time, a lot of energy, and like for me, I love that it takes the stress out of thinking every day, what am I going to cook, and then spending more at the supermarket as well. You know, you can, you know, use your time in other places. And then if you're using the app, it will actually connect to Countdown online shopping as well. So it's a really great way to, you know, have click and collect or have it delivered. Any questions around using the meal plan or shopping list there with Cookie Dough? Use the chat box or come off mute. And then from here, I can also save my recipes. So if I go back into the My Recipes list, I can create my own collections. And so if you know, finding something I need inspiration for, when I have an Asian night in, I'll save recipes into there. If I want to do some baking, I can save, you know, recipes there. So you'll see there's lots here. Fish and seafood is often something I'll go to. I just love that post-surgery. There's lots of things here that suit the needs, getting all those proteins in, and then just adjusting meals. I think the key for me being in a family situation is not to overcomplicate it, just, you know, editing things where I need to suit my needs. So lots of great seafood things there. Even just typing in salad, you know, like what Julia was doing. I just use the search bar there. Come back to the main homepage, type in salad, and you'll see that there's, you know, loads and loads, 614 different salads to choose from with my filters. So lots of inspiration. Anyone got a favourite salad that they go to? So lots in there. So yeah, that's a brief overview, and we can do a deep dive into cookie dough. I'll do some more lives in the group as well and share how to get the most out of cookie dough, but it's definitely a great resource for a bit of planning, saving money, and being a little bit more organised. So that's
cookie,
his
is cookie dough just on your computer, or is it on the Thermomix?
both. So you can use the cookie dough on desktop, you can have cookie dough on the app, and it will sync to your Thermomix as well. So all aspects, yeah, really handy. You can use
sorry for the stupid questions.
No questions. A stupid question, Kay Maria. That's what you're here for, to ask those questions. I'm so pleased you did. Thank you. So you can search on your machine as well. So if you just wanted to come to your machine and think, oh, I've got some chicken, you could type chicken into the face of your machine and lots of recipes will come up. So that started to saute off now. It's starting to heat very beautifully. I'm going to add in the beef that we marinated. So I'm just going to pop that all in. And this recipe is super fast, you know, that high heat. Handy. Pop all my beef in there. I've got a little piece. It's just running away behind the bowl there. Get that in there. Pop on the measuring cup in the lid now, and we're going into a aroma heating for 5 minutes. So I'm just going to turn that dial. So it's going to start to cook through that meat with that beautiful sauteed garlic and ginger, and again leaving it now to do its thing. Right, I'm saying I love a good beetroot salad. Yeah, absolutely. Love it. Yeah, beetroot salad's super fast. Again, that one's done in about 6 seconds. And with that peeler attachment, you don't even need to be peeling your fresh beetroot. It's beautiful. Yeah, coconut poached chicken. Yeah, that's a really good one. Love that one, Sarah. Right, we're going to whiz on over to Hayley's kitchen. I'm going to put myself on mute while this continues to cook.
Hi everyone, I'm Hayley. I am in the Waikato, and just a little bit about me, I actually had weight loss surgery nearly 5 years ago now, so it's kind of just my life now. It is what it is, you know. I bumble about my day and I don't really think about it anymore, but it just has become a habit to eat in a conscious way, I suppose. So one thing that I do still have quite regularly is a protein shake. If I'm on the rush or I'm not feeling particularly hungry, I will whip up a quick protein shake. So I'm going to make the fueled up protein shake, which is a cookie dough recipe. I am going to halve it because this serves 2. And in all honesty, even halved is probably way too much for me. I will probably give half to the husband, who also has had weight loss surgery. So he'll be quite happy to have the other half of that. Because it is quite filling by the time you've added all the ingredients. So yeah, they do make a lot, but I have found that with some of these shakes that if you store them in a nice like airtight container in the fridge, they'll keep until the next day and still be okay. So I have taken to doing that quite a lot. So we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to pop in, so I've got 15 grams of baby spinach. So you're getting some of your greens in for the day. And this recipe uses soy milk. You could make this with cow's milk as well. I did have some soy milk in the fridge, so we're going to use that. So I've got 170 grams of soy milk. And then this recipe also has bananas. So I've got about 70 grams of banana here. If you were quite newly post-op, you could just leave the banana out. Obviously, it wouldn't be as sweet as it would be with the banana. But obviously bananas are quite high in carbs and sugar, so that would just depend on where you are in your journey, but for me at this stage it's fine. I've got some whey protein. I only had chocolate left, so we're making a chocolate fueled up protein shake, so I'm sure nobody will complain. So we've got one portion, I just roughly did, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon of protein powder, and some peanut butter. So of course using a nice homemade peanut butter that I made in the Thermomix. Super easy. You just chuck in a whole lot of peanuts and just blitz it until you have peanut butter, basically. Really doesn't get any easier than that. So I'm gonna chuck that in. Peanut butter is one of my all-time faves. Absolutely love it. Right from the early days, I just can eat it off the spoon. It's so good. And then we've got some cocoa powder as well. So I've done about a teaspoon of cocoa powder, just because I didn't want it super chocolatey, because we've got that chocolate protein powder as well, of course. So then we're going to pop that lid on. And this is open up the blend mode. So this is one of our built-in modes on the Thermomix. So there is modes for all sorts of things, including egg boiling, jugs, slow cooking, a whole lot of things. So this automatically opens up that blend mode, and it's set it to 30 seconds. So I'm going to turn that on and we will blend it for 30 seconds. Done. And that's it. That is your smoothie done. So it's super quick and easy. You can see from the lid that 30 seconds is more than enough to blend a lovely smooth smoothie. That's a hard thing to say. Smooth. I can't even do it. I'm not even going to try that again. So 1/2 of that recipe is going to give us 1 good glass, which I've just managed to pour all over the bench. But we'll pretend I didn't do that. So yeah, so 1 good glass, nice and thick, but not too sweet, and just really filling and easy when you're in a rush and you need something really quick to tide you over, which is still going to keep you fueled for a long time. So yeah, really good and easy recipe to give a go.
Awesome, delish. Right, my beef is just finished, so that has sauteed through, and now it's just telling me to add that in with my veggies. So it has sauteed off. I'm just going to scrape down some of the sauce from around the sides, and it's beautiful. It's not overcooked. Where are we? I need to come back on the screen there. So it's all cooked off, so that high heat. Adding that into my vegetables. So I'll mix those together and then serve it with the rice, and that's dinner done. So for me, no rice. The family will have all of that, and that's as simple as it is. So beautifully steamed vegetables, marinated beef that's sauteed off, super quick. Is this a recipe that you guys would make? Would you give it a go? You could do this one pre or post surgery. Even if you were in puree phase, you could absolutely do that with your vegetables, and then pop it into the bowl, put it on that blending mode. You may need to add a little bit of water just to give it a little bit of wetness to help it to blend through. I do find beef can be a little bit fibrous, so just adding a little bit of water will really help to blend it down. You can get that beautiful texture that you'll be needing, especially after surgery. So that is it. That is super quick. It's a go-to. Absolutely love it. If you haven't made it yet, I've put the link in the chat box. Pop it onto your weekly plan and give it a go. Let us know if you do. I'd love to hear from you if you give this one a go. So we've got an opportunity. If you haven't got a Thermomix in your kitchen yet and you'd like some information around how to get one, we've got a great way to earn one at the moment. Stay on and we'll have a chat with you. and various payment plans as well. So would love to help you to consider all the options, and to have a chat to your consultant if you've already got one. If you don't have one, then feel free to hang about, and we'll help you there. And if there's any other questions, like, please do just come off mute. Anything around the Thermomix that we might be able to help you with this evening. I've just lost my
Thank you very
chat
much,
box.
Leah. That was great.
Yeah, my pleasure. So 3 super quick recipes, bit of protein in all of them, and that's the key. Like, don't overcomplicate it, and the Thermomix will certainly make it really easy. You know, you'll save a lot of time and energy, and certainly a lot of money too, having that. So yeah, any questions? Feel free to throw it in there or come off mute. A big thank you to Hayley and Julia joining me tonight. It's great to be able to showcase, you know, a variety of things that we can be doing.
Thanks, everyone. I think it's definitely given me some inspiration to use my Thermomix. I think the first thing I probably need to do is actually go and resubscribe to Cookie Do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll be doing that.
Yeah, good on you, Melissa. That's awesome. And just sing out, like, use that Facebook group, ask the questions, share what you're cooking. You know, that's a community space for everybody. So yeah, love to see what you start making.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Kate Marie. Great to have you on. And we'll do some more, you know, I'll put in some more cooking things over, you know, the coming weeks. We'll have some more ideas and share lots with you as well.
It'll be great
Awesome.
because there's so many recipes on there, so it's really good to get your popular ones for you guys. Yep.
Yeah, there is. And I think you know, just simplify it. You know, if you're feeling like there's so many recipes, just use those filters, put in your ingredients that you're wanting to use those keywords, and it will just make it so easy to find what you're looking for.
Yeah, and I need to start using the planner.
Yeah, we can do that together, Chris.
Yeah, excellent. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah. Taryn, you've just ordered one. Congrats, that's exciting. Typically your machine would go out to you directly. Waiting for it to arrive. Taryn, do you want to come off mute at all? Might be able to help you in more detail there. And just reach out to your consultant if you're not too sure. Yep, that's okay. Yeah, reach out to your consultant, Taryn, and just say, look, I'm unsure if it's coming to me or you, what process is. If you ordered it on the website, it will come straight to you, or use their link, it will come straight to you if you popped your details in. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Great to see you and here too, Sarah. It's fun. And Raylene. Most welcome. Thanks, Megan. Enjoy the rest of your evening as well.
Lee, we've just lost your camera.
Oh.
There you go.
I think I was trying to scroll through. It's much trickier working on a phone. Everything's so much smaller.
I know.
Yeah, I much prefer using the laptop. So I think I'll go back to the laptop next time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Lovely to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
I'll put all the recipe together and then take some photos and share it in the.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it. At the moment, it's all just sitting there waiting to be put together. But yeah, literally, I would at home, I'd just put that on the table and everyone would serve themselves. And yeah, keep it simple, keep it easy. Yeah. And I hope you're feeling well, Melissa.
Yep. No, feeling good. Thank you.